So a quick little update on my homemade log splitter. I did make a part 1 video about this, just discussing the problems that I have with it. So if you want a bit more information, you can have a look at that other video. But basically it didn't have this lifting table on, so you obviously had to lift your logs up onto here. That is fine if they're quite small, but this can take a 700mm log, just over 2 foot, so you got a log that size, it is pretty heavy. I also had problems with logs rolling off the end, so I've extended it a little bit and just put this sort of side brace in just to stop logs falling off. So I've added an extra hydraulic cylinder down there and a other valve block. There's already one valve block on it, obviously, for the splitter cylinder. Probably would have been easier if I bought a new bank of 2 valve blocks. But anyway, for whatever reason, I decided to add a second one here. So 2 pipes obviously going to the tractor. So that's the power. So that's the power, so it's cable tie on. So let's have a look at how it works. So the oil goes into this valve block, and obviously you can split your logs. And then obviously if you're not splitting the logs, the oil then goes into the second valve block, where if you pull your lever, it will divert the oil to the lifting table. So yeah, basically going to give it a try and see if it's any good. So I'm no engineer, it's all a bit homemade this. Made out of bits of metal laying around. So the lifting table, I'll lift it up in a bit and you can see underneath, but we've got a little cylinder there. We've got some plywood that I found laying around. It's actually an old kitchen unit that I bolted on. And then that's your base where obviously you put your logs. So it is quite big that. It's at least 2 foot, maybe by 18 inch. If you put a massive log on it, maybe it will tip the log splitter up, I don't know. I did screw it to this base to make it more stable and also so you can carry it around with your pallet forks. So we'll give it a go. I put 2 bits of metal on here to obviously help with the log rolling in. So yeah, I'll fire up the tractor and we'll give it a test. Okay, back in the Kubota. So what I do is, you can't lock the spool valve out, so I've jammed this bit of wood. It goes from the seat belt and just goes underneath just to put it in constant pump. So start her up. So just over 1,000 revs. Okay, hope it works. So we go up on the lever. Just so I can zoom out a bit. Oh, so if you push the lever all the way down, it will start lifting the splitter up. So it's not at the end of the cylinder. So you just have to bear that in mind. So lift up the lever. That's underneath. Don't criticise my welding, please. I've just hide that bit. So hopefully the log will roll onto that H girder, and then obviously you can split it. When I designed it, you should be slightly careful, obviously, that the log doesn't push against the table and bend it. So I've tried to build this slightly lower. Don't look at my welds. I've just got a screwdriver in here, temporary. I've just lost the handle. But obviously if you pull that, then you can split. It is a big cylinder, this. So it does take quite a while with this little tractor. So we'll get a log on, see what happens. Table down. It's pretty quick, that. I won't want it to be any faster. Might be able to slow it down with a control relief valve maybe. Okay, let's get these logs on. Normally put a lot bigger logs on than this, but this is all I've got at the minute. So these are a good 18-inch across. So the idea is that you use your sack trolley to bring the logs to the table. You can use, I've got a hookaroo, so you could roll your logs onto the table. But this heavy duty sack barrow works fairly well. So I'll put those logs on and then see what happens. Okay, it's about 70 kilos of weight there, I reckon, those 4 logs. So let's see what happens. Oops, wrong way. Now obviously, I've got one hand tied up here. You would probably either just have 2 logs on or you'd just roll them out of the way. So it's sort of slightly hard work, so I was trying to split 3 logs at once. I don't normally get these logs this narrow. What's that, 7 inch or something? So yeah, normally it is a little bit more straightforward. They kept trying to roll off the edge, if you noticed. There we are, a little pile of ash logs. So I'm pretty pleased really with that. It has a cycle time of about 4 or 5 seconds a table. Obviously you don't need to pull the lever all the way up to the top. You just push it halfway to slow it down. Be quite interesting to see how much it can carry. So what does reckon? 70 kilos. That was pretty good. Whether it could lift like 150 kilos, that'd be quite interesting to see. So this splitter, you did see me sort of reaching across. Normally what we do is just have a second person stood here at the end, and then you can sort of catch the logs and put them here if you want to resplit them, or put them into the wheelbarrow or whatever. This is just for home use, it's not commercial use, so yeah, it does take two of us, but that's absolutely fine. We're not paying for labour as such. I'm pretty pleased these valve blocks worked. I wasn't sure whether it would create some sort of back pressure up here, but it seems to work really well. So yeah, what do you lot reckon? Good or rubbish? Let us know in the comments. See you till next time.